Hi Kipsters! Happy Monday! You've made it to our final week of instruction. Let's make this our best one yet. Be sure to watch our videos every day this week and get as much Lexia and Zern time as you can. If you don't have access to that, no worries. Work on your packets and of course read a book every day. Read a little bit just every day so we can finish this year strong and celebrate all of our hard work and then take our well-deserved summer break. Thanks for tuning in. This week we're continuing the practice of close reading. Close reading means reading the same text multiple times until you can explain it, you can ask and answer questions about it, you know the main idea and key details, and you can use the text clues to make inferences. Here is the first close reading passage in our close reading pack for this week. The title is The Store Owner. Take a look at both pages of this passage and see if you can determine the genre and the thinking jobs. Hopefully you observed that there are illustrations and dialogue in this passage, which makes it fiction. But you might have also noticed some historic-looking things, such as the wagons on the first page and the type of dress that the women are wearing on the second page. So that makes this passage historical fiction. Thinking jobs for fiction passages include CPSL, which stands for Characters, Problem, Solution, and Lesson Learned. As you read each passage this week, keep in mind the point of view. Who is telling the story? Who is narrating? First-person point of view is when the narrator is a character in the story. They are a part of the action. The narrator will use words like I, me, my, us, ours, we. Second person is when the narrator directly addresses the reader. They make you a part of the story and use words like you, your, and yours. Third person is when the narrator is not a character in the story. They are removed from the action and will use words like he, she, they, them, him, her, their. So throughout this week and this week's videos, keep in mind, how does point of view affect how a story is told? Okay, it's time for our first read of the passage. Pause the video and read both pages of The Store Owner. Now we'll dig deeper with a second reading together. The Store Owner. The group that was to be part of the wagon train leaving that week was having a meeting. After electing a wagon master to lead them, folks stuck around to get to know each other a bit. We barely had enough money to buy food or clothes when I was little, one of the women began. I swore to myself that when I grew up, that would never be a problem again. So I'm going out west to open up a store of my very own. Some folks nodded thoughtfully, while others glanced away. It was odd for most of them to see a woman alone without a husband, and seeing one who seemed so determined to make it on her own was especially unusual for them. They simply weren't quite sure how to treat her. "Why not just open a store in Missouri?" someone asked her. "Then you wouldn't have to make this long, difficult trip." "There's too much competition back home," the woman replied, shaking her head. "Everyone's getting into some kind of business there, yet nobody's making money. I aim to start a store selling things that folks need when they make a new home. I want them to come to depend on me for their supplies, furniture, and anything else they use every day. The others started nodding understandingly, so the woman decided to continue. She explained how she looked upon the West as a good place for someone who was willing to work hard. She described how challenging hard work would lead to her success. I want to take responsibility for my own life, she said, adding, I don't want to have to depend on anyone else to feed me or clothe me. But what do you know about running a store? Someone else asked. Do you have an actual plan? The woman smiled as she replied, Certainly I have a plan. I've been working on it for years now. I have drawings and all kinds of lists, too. And I've been working at that big general store in Independence for many years. I know what customers like and what customers don't like. I know how they want to be treated and how much they're willing to pay for things. It's been my dream for a very long time. But why would you do it alone? Someone wanted to know. Why don't you take on a partner? Because I want everything done the way I want it done, the woman explained without hesitating. I want to be the one to make the decisions even if failing is my fate. I want to be the one who makes the store a success. I want to be the one to make the money. You might not think that's reasonable. You might think it's a fool's dream. But like I said, it's my dream, and I'm going to make it work. The group was silent for a moment. Then smiles broke out all around. Well, I, for one, said one of the women, would love to be your first customer. Now that we've read the passage multiple times, answer these questions by typing them in the comments. In what point of view was the story told? First person or third person? Why is the main character, the woman, traveling west? Why did others think the store owner was unusual? And do you think the store owner's plan will be successful? Why or why not? As always, be sure to include evidence from the text.